Hey there. Hey there, hi there, ho there. All right. Hello, floral preneurs. I am 1 minute early, which is always better than being 5 minutes late. I'm going to see if anybody's tuning in. Hopefully, you can see me going live here. If you can, maybe a comment or just a thumbs up so I can see that you're out there. And I'm really excited to be here with you live today. One of the things that I am most excited about in the beginning of the year is, well, of course, that idea of like newness, right? Like you can do whatever you want, you can start over, fresh slate, etc. But what I really love about a new year is actually just getting more in tuned with yourself and what's working and what you really want to do. So it's not about changing everything drastically, but it's more about tuning in to what's good and doing more of that. If you've been following me for a while, that may sound like a recurring theme that I am kind of working on because it's true. I think when we have something going well, we need to recognize it and lean into it instead of only focusing on things that aren't working in our business, which is where some of us are kind of at. So welcome. I see people tuning in. Thanks for being here. I am Alison Ellis of realflowerbusiness.com. If this is your first time tuning in, thanks so much for being here. And what we're going to talk about today is, what do you offer? All right. So I've been a floral designer for 30 years, which is crazy to say out loud, but it's true. And I've had my business for over 20 years. And things are always changing, right? While things change, there's some things that are consistent. And so there's both of these things happening at the same time, right? The things that we kind of consider steady and then the things that are changing. So one thing that changes year to year is your holiday season, right? Hey, everybody. I see you tuning in. Thanks for saying hi. So, with your holiday season, this is where you may still have your normal business that needs to happen, but there's a huge influx as well, right? There's a huge influx. And how do you actually have a successful holiday? So, one of the reasons I wanted to do this chat today is because I just wrapped up my January live program, The Art of Good Business, where we talk about all the things in your business that attract clients to you, how you actually make your website amazing, and how you provide excellent customer service to your clients. And this just feels like a great way to kind of close that out for some of you who joined me for that program. I see you there. Thank you for being here too. Because now we're getting into this Valentine's Day mindset. Now, some of you might be laughing, going, Alison, I've been in my Valentine's Day mindset since December, right? But here's the thing. What are you really offering to your clients? And so that is what I want to talk about today. I'm not going to turn this into some big, long hour lecture, okay? But I want to make this a moment where you can have some actionable tips to take and implement like right away so that you feel some clarity as you move forward in the next day, in the next couple of weeks, whether you do Valentine's Day or not. Because it's not just about Valentine's Day, okay? No matter what you sell. So whether you sell weddings, whether you do holidays, whether you do workshops, whether you do coordination as well, or you just do daily deliveries as your main bread and butter, what are you offering to your clients? That's the theme of what we want to talk about today. If you want to see what I am offering, you might see them changing actually, because I never tell you to do something I don't do myself. I did this recently where I revisited my offers, and knowing me, I'll probably revisit them again in the next few days as well. So what does this mean? What am I talking about? What do you actually offer to your clients? What are you selling? Okay. So the reason I think this is a really important thing to do right now, even though you're really busy trying to get ready for the holiday, perhaps, because I think there's a lack of clarity from floral designers, from flower farmers as well, about what they're really offering. So there's two ways to look at this. One is the deeper level of like how amazing you are and your value and the joy that you deliver. And like that is what you are offering, right? That happy end result. Okay. So that's one piece of what you're offering. But I want to really just talk about legit what you offering. What are you selling? So that means like what tabs are on your website? Because that indicates to me what you're selling. So if I go to your website and there are 12 tabs across the top, which a lot of you have a similar website that you use, which helps you make sales, which is great. However, you got about 12 options across the top, right? Funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, you got weddings, you've got events, you've got daily deliveries, you've got our about page and meet our team. You've got all these tabs. And do I need all these tabs? So this is what I want you to think about. Pull out a pen and a paper. All right. I'll wait. Just kidding. I'm going to keep talking. I want you to really look at what sells. Okay. So you might not be able to do this right now while we're talking. Write down this note though. What is selling? So go to the back end of your website or go to your, your reconciliation from last year and see your point of sale system. What did you sell the most of? Okay? That, my friend, may be your best offer. What did you sell the most of? And where is that offer? Is that offer front and center? So if the number one thing you sold was designer's choice $150 arrangement, okay? If that's the number one thing you sold, but it's in the fifth line of your options of what I see on your website, let's fix that. Let's make it number one because it's your number one seller. And so let's make it number one. Do you see where I'm going with this? Give me just a thumbs up or a yes in the comments if you're picking up what I'm throwing down. Because what I see so often is I go to your website, like I'll have a one-on-one. I do one-on-one coaching with florists, by the way, if you want some help with any of your, sales copy, with things that you're trying to offer or just your website in general. So when I go to your website during a one-on-one, I will very often, and when I say very often, I mean 100% of the time, see things that florists have on there that they're not selling. They have 50 arrangements in the portfolio. They don't sell any of them. They sell like 3. Or like I just said, they sell the designer's choice at different price points. So when we know what sells and we can offer more of that, you just might sell more of it, right? Because you will be no longer confusing people with all these offers that you don't even like sell. Or here's the thing that really gets me when I say to you, so do these things sell? Do you like them? Are these things that represent your brand? They'll go, oh no, they don't sell and I hate them. So if you're one of these people, I got you, okay? You're not alone. I'm saying this because this happens lots of times with lots of florists. So this is your chance, right? That's why I'm doing this live right now. This is your chance today to take a look and go, these things aren't selling. And if they're not selling, let's get them off the website. So you got that fruit basket that you sell one of per year, but it's the third item in your listing. Get it out of there, right? You don't even want to sell fruit. Okay. So make sure that wherever you're gathering your information on what you offer, what is selling, make sure you're looking at real numbers. Okay. My website is realflowerbusiness.com. And the reason that it is that is because I'm all about what is real. We don't talk about, in theory, you should have multiple price points for your designer's choice. In theory, you should. What works? What works is telling them the best price point, designer's choice, we're going to handle it for you. That's what seems to be working for most of you out there right now. Designer's choice. Hallelujah, by the way. Can we say hallelujah to that? Because for so long, when I was working in shops, which was a long time ago now, right? But when I worked in shops, we were FTD 1, 2, 3 all the way, right? FTD, Teleflora, 1-800-Flowers. We did them all, baby. And all night long, those orders are printing out. And it's the same thing over and over again. And it didn't represent our shop. It didn't represent the kind of work we could do. We were just filling orders, okay? Nothing wrong with that if that's what you're doing, by the way, okay? However, for some of us, that's not what you want to do. That's not what you want to offer. Or you're ready to break out of that because you know what? Your designers are sick of making that same arrangement, and so are you. And you know you can do better. So I want you to really be real with yourself. What is selling that you are offering and what is not selling? So if you have a site that has like, arrangements and I click on it and there's a drop down that's literally 25, which I have seen, right? Baby boy, baby girl. I mean, you couldn't have more options on there, right? 50th anniversary, first anniversary, birthday, 50th birthday. You got all these categories sometimes on your floral design website, on your flower shop website, and no one is looking for them. And you're confusing people. And so what's happening is you're not making sales because of a lack of clarity. So that's why I want you to get really clear. What do you offer? So that should be written down on your little piece of paper. What do I offer? And then you can make your list. So do you, like I already mentioned, do you do weddings, holidays, workshops, event coordination, and daily deliveries? If you do, you have 5 income streams, 5 different buckets that your offers live in. So then what do you offer within each of those categories? All right, does that make sense? The next thing is, what do you need to get rid of? What do I offer? What do I need to get rid of? Because guaranteed there are things you have sitting there that nobody has bought. So why have it? Just so it looks like you have lots to offer? If you come, imagine you're going to a party, you're invited to my house for dinner, and you come over and I have limited options, but they're like fantastic food. Versus you come over and I have got a bazillion options, but it's all junk food. Nothing you really are craving, nothing you really want. There's a lot of options, a lot of options. I have thought about you wanting options. And so I have a lot to show you that I'm thinking about how you want options. But what you really want is for me to say, you know what, this is the best bread that's baked locally. You've got to try this bread with this cheese. These are fantastic. These are my favorite. It may not seem like much, but I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. And then you love it, and then you trust me. So the next time you come over for dinner and I say, oh, try this roasted eggplant on this cracker, you might go for it, okay? So that's part of building your authority, is limiting the overwhelm that you are presenting to clients. We don't need to see 100 different arrangements to pick one. They're going to get overwhelmed, and you're not going to sell these things, and you don't even want to sell them anyway. Again, I want to just pause there. If you are one of these people who has all this stuff on your website that you don't even want to sell anyway, please ask yourself, why? Why is this? And what can I do to fix it? Because it can be as simple as taking off all these things that nobody wants anyway and making it a clearer path for your customer to get to what you do want to sell them. Designer's Choice Valentine's Day arrangement, better than a dozen roses. I would like that. That sounds great to me. Designer's Choice, again, whatever the next thing is, whether it's daily deliveries, whether it's your next holiday, if Designer's Choice is what you want to sell and it's what is selling, lean into it. Some people were asking on Facebook, what are you selling your dozen roses for? And I saw a few florists say, we don't sell red roses for Valentine's Day, which blew my mind, right? So this is where everyone has to have their own flavor. Does your market value those red roses and that's what they want and that's what you sell? Or can you sell them something else because they actually do want something else? You just haven't offered it to them yet, right? You can experiment. Sometimes you don't know. You have to experiment. But if you do know things aren't selling and you do know that the designer's choice is the number one thing people are picking, get rid of all that stuff that doesn't light you up, doesn't excite you, doesn't represent you, because then you're going to have a clearer representation of what does represent your brand, what does look like you, feel like you, sound like you, right? So, what do you need to get rid of? And this may seem like a big, huge, daunting task, but it's not. I promise you. What it is it's a clarifying task, because then you know, hey, look, I can reduce all these tabs. Look how clean my website looks now. Hey, you know what? I can direct people just to this one thing, because you know what? Whether it's your anniversary, a baby of any gender, right? A birthday party, anniversary, whatever it is, designer's choice works. Designer's choice works. And then you can say, let me know if there's anything specific you want me to know about the recipient, right? Because just because I had a baby boy doesn't mean I want blue flowers. And just because I had a baby girl doesn't mean I want pink flowers, right? So what is better? What is better than what you're already putting out there? So that's what I want you to think about. I told you it's not about getting bogged down and lecturing you for an hour about this, just about giving you a task and setting you loose to go do it. If you missed the chat I did earlier this month on sales copy, I want to encourage you to check that one out after watching this, because they go hand in hand, right? So like, what are you offering? And then how are you talking about what you're offering? These things really, really matter, okay? So when we get clear on what we're offering, we make it easier to talk about it and easier to sell more of it. I can tell there's a delay here in the comments. So if anybody has a question, I'm going to throw out now would be the time so that I can see it maybe pop up in the next minute or so. Because I can tell that there's a delay between when I'm saying something and you're replying. And thank you for replying, by the way. So if you have a question, submit it now. But if you are selling anything, again, weddings, you want to sell more weddings this year, what does your website look like? How are you offering that? How are you making it really, really clear? And then when you want to go deeper, we can talk about what it is that the client really gets. They don't just get a dozen roses, right? They get to say, I love you, right? On time, in front of the coworkers, so everybody can see it. Everybody can see your love, right? Your love is on display. And those sorts of things are really important to keep in mind too. So that's a deeper level, right? That's when, if I was keeping you here an hour, we'd start talking about that. But I mostly want you to just get really super clear on getting those things off your website that are just junking it up, because you don't even sell it anyway, and make it really, really clear, that super clear path for your clients. Here's what we offer. And so they know where they belong. They should have like 3 clicks to get to exactly what they want to buy from you. Okay. So if you can do that, then you are winning at life. So keep doing beautiful work, keep selling what you're selling, keep leaning into what's working. And if you have questions for me, please let me know. I want to make sure you know about 2 things I am offering. I already mentioned I do one-on-one coaching if you need any one-on-one help with your business, but I'm doing a live workshop. This is my 2nd workshop. I'm not doing it again next year. I already know. I'm not doing a 2025 workshop. So the 2024 Floral Preneur Workshop right here in Vermont, it's going to be honestly fantastic. I've got Hitomi Gilliam, who is just got a Lifetime Achievement Award as an educator, which, by the way, she's got so much more to teach us. She's going to need another Lifetime Achievement Award in the next couple of years, probably. She's always innovating and doing something amazing. I got a message from someone today who was like, oh my gosh, you're having Hitomi. She like changed my life when I first learned from her back in 2006. And that's how I feel about Hitomi too, although I didn't know about her in 2006. When I first learned from her, it was like just opened up my mind in a way that I hadn't had opened in a long time. I'd been to workshops that were good, but I had not seen someone like this before. Okay. And that's all I can say about Hitomi. she knows what she is doing. And I'm also having Francoise Weeks, who is a fantastic, like, imagination woodlands genius, right? And she has a brand new book coming out, which you may have heard about if you follow her. And she's going to give us signed copies. So you're going to get a personal signed copy of her new book. And you're going to get to make floral fascinators with her, which are great for making headpieces and all kinds of stuff, by the way. Both of these women are going to teach us sustainable mechanics that you can apply to anything. As Hitomi says, her goal is for you to feel confident that you can make anything, which I love because there are so many times as a floral designer over the last 30 years that I am making something for the first time that I've never made before. I have no idea what my mechanics are going to be, but I'm making it up on the spot. And that is what both Hitomi and Francoise have given me tremendous confidence in. Like, I feel so much more confident. I always was, by the way, perhaps ignorantly so, but I always was confident. I'll figure it out. I'm way more confident after learning from them. So I highly, highly recommend them. And that's why I invited them to come to my workshop. And the fabulous Phoebe of Popped with Phoebe, Phoebe Robinson Higgins. She is a sales and marketing just magnifico. Okay. She really knows her stuff. She's the only other person I have ever invited to, like, come teach live in my Facebook group because she knows stuff that I don't know. She fills in all the business gaps on things that I don't do. And so I can't wait for her to come. She's going to talk about social media, using TikTok, actually, which she has used very successfully to launch another business. So you'll learn about that. And then, of course, yours truly. We're going to talk about business, planning, websites, offers, social media, right? All that stuff. So the idea of the Floralpreneur workshop is a balance of the business and the sustainable business mechanics and design tips. So you really feel confident and you can implement right away. My goal in doing this workshop, listen, it's not easy to pull together a workshop. It's expensive and it's a lot of fun, which is why I'm doing it again. We did this last year. It was awesome. The food is amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. You're not going to be stuck in the back of your wholesaler eating Subway sandwiches and junk food all day. You're going to be in a beautiful historic barn with us here in Vermont, learning, joining our community. And frankly, the reason I'm doing this workshop is I wanted to do a workshop that I would want to attend, a workshop where I would feel like I got smarter when I left, and a workshop where I'm not, frankly, starving all day. Maybe I'm super focused on food, but I have all your meals included when you join us for the workshop. So 3 meals a day, chef prepared, super delicious food. Like, I was really spoiled. When I came home after the workshop last year, I was like, oh, I have to make my own breakfast. Yike. So highly encourage you to come. It's absolutely fantastic, and we'd be honored to have you come. There are still a few rooms left at the inn if you actually want to stay with us on site. So it's like, now's the time to jump in. Again, I know you're going to get busy for Valentine's Day, and I know that might be looming large in your mind. Or you might be like me and most of my friends that I know who were all kind of hoping to book a few more weddings. So you're feeling tentative, about investing in something. My goal is always to make sure you get your money back and then some whenever you do anything with me. So trust me, when you join the workshop, you're going to have tips that are going to help you make back your investment, like, right away. Okay. Truly and truly. If you book one wedding after this workshop, you'll make back your money. Okay. So I know that we're all in the same boat out here, just doing what we can. Right. And that's why when we get our offer super clear, like, what are you selling? You can sell more of that. All right. I want you to sell as much as you can of what lights you up and makes you happy. So go out there and make some sales. One last final thought, please. And I did a whole live thing on this last year. I'll reshare it in my Facebook group later today. Please email your people. If they placed an order last year for Valentine's Day, please email them today, maybe tomorrow if you have to, and invite them to buy again. Remind them that they bought from you last year, thank them for their order last year, and invite them to click here now to get whatever you're offering. Okay. So Figure out what you're offering and then email it out to the people who already bought. They're the most likely to buy from you again, especially if they liked what you did last year. So don't be shy. Send them a message. Check in. It's a courtesy. You're doing them a favor. They might be thanking you. Oh, thank you so much. I almost forgot. You saved me. What a service. You are offering me peace of mind. Okay. All right. I'll stop there. Keep doing beautiful work. Thanks again for being here. And I'd love to see you here in Vermont if you want to come to the Floralpreneur Workshop. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Oh, Carla says, when's the workshop? It's April 14th through 16th. You can find all the details at realflowerbusiness.com. You'll see one of my tabs is the workshop tab, and it'll take you to the sales page. Thank you for asking. Yeah, April 14th through 16th. It's going to be a blast. And I'm not just saying that. I can't wait. Okay. Thank you again. And yeah, keep doing beautiful work. Bye.